Welcome to The Friction Point, recalibrating for the 2026 Macroeconomic Synthesis, a strategic blueprint for infrastructure convergence and economic resilience. This video outlines 3 structural shifts dictating the 2026 capital allocation playbook: the macro baseline, the innovation collision, and the macro strain. The U.S. economy is caught in a stagflation-light vice, constrained by a 3.5% terminal rate and a persistent 3.3% structural inflation floor. The transition to the Warsh era mandates a ruthless capital recalibration. Key constraints have shifted from demand-constrained to physically and thermodynamically constrained. We see a $740 billion pivot from generative hype to agentic orchestration, with AI capital expenditures driving the inference-era hardware cycle. Digital intelligence is colliding with physical grid constraints. Agentic AI demand is facing a 100 gigawatts firming capacity limit, making the levelized cost of energy a new exchange rate for intelligence. The intelligence frontier value chain forces CapEx downstream, flowing from silicon and orchestration to utilities, digital real estate, and shadow financing. Sovereign debt crowding is reaching critical mass under a $2 trillion deficit. The $1.04 trillion net interest outlay consumes 22% of all federal tax receipts. The 2026 consumer economy is fundamentally fractured into a K-shape. The top 20% are buttressed by equity valuations, while the bottom 60% faces a brutal cost of living squeeze. Bottom quartile credit exhaustion is masked by $15 billion in phantom debt from buy now, pay later saturation. This creates a fragile consumer foundation. We must navigate 3 systemic market risks: term premium shock, grid failure, and subprime consumer contagion triggered by the BNPL phantom debt. Capitalizing on the physical AI nexus requires selective equity allocation, prioritizing companies with data moats. For fixed income, active management is crucial, targeting late-stage private credit and asset-backed finance. The new currencies of global liquidity in 2026 are insurability, energy access for carbon-free baseload, and proprietary inference. The digital revolution is constrained by the physical world. This concludes the MacroPulse Master Report for May 2026. Insurability, energy access, and proprietary inference are the new currencies of global liquidity. Allocate accordingly.